If your partner's starting to pull away or become cold and distant in the relationship, you notice a decrease in their effort level and things are changing, watch this video for an explanation and what to do next. Hey, I'm Coach Benny, and I help people get their exes back. And, one of the things I also did before this was a dating coach. I was a dating coach for about 5 years, and I really had to pay attention to how to increase attraction in other people for my single clients. And I help people do the same thing in their relationships where they're starting to lose somebody. Now, there's different reasons why your ex can start to pull away. And maybe the first one is going to be a loss of attraction. Loss of attraction can happen for multiple reasons, but for example, could be talking too much, talking too frequently. Okay, so how long and how often? It could be that you lost your swagger somehow from leaving your hobbies alone, or perhaps you get out of shape or something like that. And it can happen as a consequence of your behavior where you're just being clingy or asking for too much reassurance, or you're just doing too much in the relationship. And so your ex pulls away, or I say your ex, your partner, and basically they're just trying to create space so that they can feel it again. And if you don't let them, they're going to pull away or ask for a break. Now, the second reason why your ex can become cold or distant could be that your ex has been through some kind of trauma or abuse in the past, or some kind of major trust break. Not necessarily with you. It could have just been in childhood or, from past exes or whatever. But they're afraid that you're going to hurt them in the same way, maybe because you're doing things similar, or maybe they just perceive that you do. Sometimes they overreact and they think that you are when you're not. But they're trying to protect themselves. Now, this type of ex or partner will also pull away simply because you perhaps don't really fully listen to them or understand them. They need to feel seen, heard, and understood. And especially if you're not taking them out on dates, okay, as a man or as a woman, just going out on dates with your partner, that feeling of being emotionally abandoned is going to be very present for them, and they can become cold and distant there too. Now, the last main reason that people pull away in relationships, and this usually has a certain timing to it. It's usually as the honeymoon phase starts to end, usually somewhere between 4 and 6 months. It's because of overwhelm and fear of commitment, okay? Also, feelings of brokenness. So, people in these cases will start to say, hey, like, I just feel like I'm not good enough for you, or you deserve better. They'll be super stressed out from spreading themselves thin in life, or maybe there's some kind of stressful event that's happening. Or maybe you've discussed increasing the relationship. Maybe you're starting to talk about, moving in together, something like that. And that escalation of commitment in the relationship, even though it didn't scare them in the early stages, is now scaring them, 6 months in or whatever. And now they're going to pull away and start to get distant. Also, these types of exes can just pull away anytime that you have like really good moments. They'll kind of pull away and get distant after moments of intense connection between you two. Now, if your ex pulls away for any of these reasons, you cannot go try to do more, put in more effort to try to bridge the gap for them doing less. Your only response should be to back away and wait for them to message you next. If you don't do this, you're really running a risk of having to go into a break or even experience a breakup because you're doing too much and you can't sit through your anxiety, and you're not going to give them the space to miss you. And of course, they're going to get it. They're just going to pull away. Now, at the end of the day, all these problems are essentially a communication breakdown. If somebody's losing attraction, they could be telling you the reasons why. If somebody is afraid that you're going to hurt them or they feel emotionally abandoned, they can tell you that. If you have somebody that is getting overwhelmed or they have some fear of a commitment, usually these people are less aware of what they're feeling when they pull away. But theoretically, they could tell you that, and it would be a discussion. But if they're pulling away and they're not communicating with you, your job is to also pull away and wait for them to message you next. And if you want my help with this process, click into my profile, click this link, set up a call with me. Let's talk about your situation, and I'll tell you what to do next.